The man's eyes snapped open, his breath catching in the dim chill of the cabin. A dull ache throbbed in his skull, and the air smelled of pine and damp wood. He sat up on the creaking cot, his hands trembling as he scanned the unfamiliar room. Rough-hewn walls, a single flickering bulb, a table in the center, no windows. No sounds beyond his own uneven breathing. He didn't know his name, he didn't know anything. His gaze landed on a folded piece of paper on the table. Scrawled in jagged handwriting, "You have 24 hours to find out who you really are, or they will." His stomach churned. Who were they? And who was he? He stumbled to the table, his legs unsteady, and spotted a small wooden box beside the note. Inside, a photograph stained with dried blood, a locked smartphone with a cracked screen, and a crumpled list with 5 names. The last one hit him like a punch, Jonathan Reed. Was that him? It felt right, but distant like a half-remembered dream. The other names, Claire Monroe, David Holt, Sarah Kim, and Marcus Vale, meant nothing. The photograph showed a group of people laughing in a bar, their faces blurry but familiar in a way that gnawed at him. One face, circled in red ink, was smeared with blood. His own? He couldn't tell. He picked up the phone. No service, no passcode he could guess. The battery was at 12%. He tried random combinations, 0000, 1234, 9999. Nothing worked. Frustration clawed at him. He turned to the cabin door, expecting it to be locked, but it creaked open to a dense forest under a gray sky. No path, no signs, just endless trees. The note's words burned in his mind, 24 hours. A deadline. He checked his wrist, no watch, but the phone's clock read 8:17 a.m. If the countdown started when he woke, he had until morning to figure this out. He studied the list again. The names were handwritten, each with a small mark next to it. Across, a circle, a slash, a star, and beside Jonathan Reed, a question mark. Clues, codes, he had no idea. The photograph was next. 5 people, maybe the same 5 names. The blood obscured the circled face, but the others were faintly recognizable. A woman with sharp cheekbones, a man with a scar on his brow. Were they? Were they coming for him? He searched the cabin for more clues. Under the cot, he found a scratched-up knife with a leather handle. No blood on it, but it felt heavy with purpose. In a drawer, a crumpled map showed a forest with a single marked spot labeled the Hollow. No roads, no landmarks, just a red X. Was that where he was, or where he needed to go? The phone buzzed suddenly, startling him. A notification. 1 hour gone, tick-tock, Jonathan. His heart raced. Someone was watching. He tried the passcode again, desperation rising. Still locked, he pocketed the phone, knife, and box, then stepped outside. The air was cold, the forest silent. He had no plan, but standing still wasn't an option. The map led him through tangled underbrush to a clearing. A rotted sign read the Hollow. In the center, a shallow pit held remnants of a fire, charred papers, a burned wallet, and a key. He grabbed the key, its edges sharp, and checked the wallet. No ID, just a singed business card. Vale Enterprises, Marcus Vale, CEO, one of the names. His mind raced. Was Marcus Vale the key? An enemy? An ally? The phone buzzed again. Dig deeper, Jonathan. The truth is buried. He froze, the pit. He clawed at the dirt with the knife, unearthing a small metal box. Inside, a USB drive and a note. Play me. Know yourself. No computer, no way to access the drive. The phone's battery was now at 9%. He had to find civilization, a charger, something. The map showed a river nearby. Rivers led to people, right? He trekked toward it, the forest pressing in, every snap of a twig spiking his pulse. At the river, he found a rusted shed. Inside, a dusty laptop with no power cord. The key from the pit fit a lockbox in the corner, revealing a charger that matched the phone. He plugged it in, hands shaking, and tried the USB. The laptop whirred to life, auto-playing a video. A man appeared on screen, him Jonathan, but older, haggard. "If you're watching this, you're running out of time," the video Jonathan said. "You're not who you think. We erased you for a reason. The others, Claire, David, Sarah, Marcus, they're coming. Trust no one. Find the vault. The code is in your head." The video cut off. The phone buzzed. 6 hours left. Run. Jonathan's breath hitched. A vault, a code. His erased memories held the answers, but how could he unlock them? The names, the blood, the threats. It was all connected. He grabbed the USB, the knife, and the phone, now at 15%. Footsteps crunched outside the shed. Someone was here. Jonathan's pulse hammered in his ears as the footsteps grew louder, deliberate, crunching through the underbrush outside the shed. He clutched the knife, its leather handle slick with sweat, and crouched behind a rusted toolbox. The phone vibrated in his pocket, but he ignored it. Any sound could give him away. The shed's thin walls offered little cover, and the single door creaked as a shadow loomed across the threshold. "Who's there?" a woman's voice called, sharp but unsteady. "Jonathan, I know you're in there." He froze, one of the names from the list. Claire, Sarah, he couldn't place the voice, but it carried a mix of urgency and fear that made his skin prickle. He tightened his grip on the knife, weighing his options. Confront her or stay hidden. The note's warning, "Trust no one," echoed in his mind, but he needed answers, and she might have them. He stood slowly, keeping the knife low, and stepped into the dim light filtering through the door. A woman stood just outside, her silhouette framed by the fading daylight. She was tall, with dark hair pulled back tightly, her eyes wide and searching. In her hand, a pistol gleamed. "Jonathan Reed," she said, her voice wavering as she raised the gun slightly. "Don't move. Who are you?" he demanded, his own voice hoarse. "How do you know my name?" She hesitated, her gaze flicking to the knife in his hand. "I'm Claire Monroe. You don't remember me, do you?" Claire. The first name on the list, the cross beside it. Friend or foe? He shook his head, his mind a blank slate. "I don't remember anything. Why are you here? What do you want?" Her eyes softened, but the gun didn't lower. "We don't have time." "They're coming, Jonathan. The others. You need to come with me now." "Who's they? What the hell is going on?" He took a step forward, and she tensed, her finger twitching near the trigger. He stopped, raising his free hand. "Talk to me, Claire. The note said I have 24 hours. Why? What happens if I don't figure this out?" Her lips parted, but before she could answer, a low hum cut through the air, a drone hovering just above the trees. Its red light blinked like a predator's eye. Claire cursed under her breath, grabbing Jonathan's arm. "Move, now!" He didn't resist. They bolted from the shed, crashing through the forest as the drone's hum grew louder, its light sweeping the ground. Claire led the way, her movements sure despite the uneven terrain. "There's a safe house," she panted. "Half a mile. We can lose it there." Jonathan's mind raced as he followed, the knife still in his hand, the phone buzzing relentlessly in his pocket. He stole a glance at Claire. Could he trust her? The video's warning gnawed at him, but she was his only lead. The drone's light grazed their heels, and he pushed harder, branches tearing at his skin. They reached a rocky outcrop, where Claire ducked into a narrow cave hidden behind vines. Inside, the air was damp, and a faint glow came from a battery-powered lantern. Claire shoved a heavy crate against the entrance, blocking it. "That won't hold them long," she said, holstering her gun. "But it buys us a minute." Jonathan caught his breath, pulling the phone from his pocket. Another message: "You can't hide. The vault is all that matters." He showed it to Claire, whose face paled. "They're tracking you," she said. "That phone, it's how they're watching. Smash it." He hesitated. The phone was his only link to the USB, the video, the truth. "Not yet. Tell me what's going on. The note, the names, the vault, what is it? And why don't I remember anything?" Claire's eyes darted to the cave entrance, then back to him. "You were part of something big, a project, Vale Enterprises. Marcus Vale recruited us, me, you, David, Sarah. We were developing tech, something dangerous, a neural interface. It could rewrite memories, control minds. You wanted out. You found something Marcus was hiding. So they erased you." "Erased me?" His voice cracked. "My memories, not just yours, your identity, everything. They dumped you in that cabin to see if you'd crack, if you'd remember. The vault, it's where the prototype is. The code to open it, it's in your head, Jonathan. They need you to unlock it, or they'll kill you." His stomach dropped. The video's words, "The code is in your head," suddenly made sense. But why him, and why the others? "The list," he said, pulling it from his pocket. "What do the marks mean? The cross by your name?" Claire's face tightened. "I don't know. Maybe it's how they're tracking us, or who they've already dealt with." She swallowed hard. "David's dead. I found him 2 days ago, throat cut. Sarah's missing. Marcus, he's behind this. He's hunting us." A chill ran through him. The bloody photograph, the circled face. Was it David? He pulled it out, showing it to Claire. Her breath hitched. "That's us," she whispered. "The team, before it all went wrong, that blood, it's probably David's." The drone's hum returned, closer now. Claire grabbed the lantern, dimming it. "We need to move. The safe house has a terminal. You can use the USB there, maybe unlock more of the video, but we have to go now." Jonathan nodded, his mind spinning. The vault, the code. His erased past. He didn't trust Claire completely, but he had no choice. They slipped out the back of the cave, moving silently through the forest. The safe house was a dilapidated cabin, hidden under a canopy of pines. Inside, a dusty computer sat on a table next to a radio spitting static. He plugged in the USB. The screen flickered and the video resumed. Video Jonathan's face was grim. "The vault's under Vale's old lab, coordinates 47.892 minus 122.341. The code, it's not a number, it's a memory. The first time you saw the stars with her, say it aloud. Don't let Marcus get it. The video cut off. Jonathan's heart sank. Her, who? Claire was watching him, her expression unreadable. Anything? She asked. He didn't answer. A memory of stars, nothing came to him. The radio crackled, a voice cutting through. Jonathan, you're out of time. Give us the code or Claire dies first. Claire's gun was out in an instant, aimed at the radio. They're close, she whispered. We need to run. But Jonathan wasn't so sure. Her quick draw, her knowledge of the safe house, the cross by her name, something felt off. Was she leading him to the vault or into a trap? The drone's hum closed in. Time was running out. Jonathan's eyes flicked between Claire and the radio, the crackling voice still echoing in his mind. Give us the code or Claire dies first. The drone's hum was louder now, a mechanical wasp circling closer. Claire's gun trembled slightly, her gaze darting to the cabin's boarded-up windows. Was she scared or was she playing him? The cross by her name on the list burned in his thoughts. Did it mark her as a target or something else? We can't stay here, Claire hissed, lowering her gun but keeping it ready. They've got our location. The vault's our only shot. Get the prototype, destroy it, end this. Jonathan's grip tightened on the knife. The USB was still in the laptop, the coordinates seared into his memory. 47.892 minus 122.341. A lab somewhere in this endless forest. And the code, a memory of stars with her. But who was her? Claire, Sarah, someone else entirely. His head throbbed, fragments of nothing teasing the edges of his mind. Jonathan, move, Claire urged, grabbing his arm. Her touch was firm, but her eyes held something. Guilt, fear. He pulled away, the knife still in his hand. Why should I trust you? He said, voice low. You know too much. The safe house, the project, my memories. How do I know you're not with them? Claire's face hardened. If I was with them, you'd already be dead. I'm risking my life to help you. David's gone, Sarah's probably next, and Marcus. She stopped, her breath catching. Marcus doesn't play games. He wants that prototype, and he'll kill us both to get it. The drone's hum turned into a whine, now directly overhead. A window shattered, and a small canister clattered across the floor, hissing smoke. Claire cursed, yanking Jonathan toward a back door. Gas, go! They stumbled into the night, coughing as the acrid smoke stung their lungs. The forest was alive with movement, shadows shifting between trees, the drone's red light slicing through the darkness. Jonathan's heart pounded as they ran, the laptop and USB left behind. The phone in his pocket buzzed again, but he didn't dare check it. Claire led the way, her steps sure, as if she'd run this path before. They reached a clearing where a rusted pickup truck sat half hidden under a tarp. Claire ripped it off, revealing a vehicle that looked barely functional. Get in, she ordered, jumping into the driver's seat. Jonathan hesitated, the knife still in his hand. If he got in, he was committing to her lead. If he ran alone, he might not survive the night. A gunshot cracked through the air, splintering a tree inches from his head. He dove into the passenger seat as Claire gunned the engine. The truck roared to life, tires kicking up dirt as they tore through the forest. The drone followed, its light tracking them like a hound. Who's shooting? Jonathan shouted, ducking low. Marcus's men, Claire said, swerving around a tree. Or mercenaries. Vale Enterprises has deep pockets. The phone buzzed again. Jonathan pulled it out, the screen glowing. You can't outrun us. The code, Jonathan. Now he showed it to Claire, whose jaw tightened. They're baiting you, she said. Don't answer. But another message followed. Ask Claire about the scar. Jonathan's blood ran cold. He glanced at Claire's face, noticing for the first time a faint scar above her left eyebrow, barely visible in the dashboard's glow. What scar? He asked, his voice sharp. Her eyes flicked to him, then back to the path. What? The message. It said to ask you about the scar. What are they talking about? Claire's hands tightened on the wheel. I don't know. They're trying to turn you against me. Don't fall for it. But doubt gnawed at him. The cross by her name, the scar, her knowledge. It all added up to something she wasn't saying. He kept the knife ready, his mind racing. The truck hit a rut, jolting them, and Claire cursed as the drone's light caught up, now joined by another. 2 drones, maybe more. We're close, Claire said, nodding toward a faint glow through the trees. The lab's underground, entrance is in a clearing up ahead. Jonathan's mind flashed to the video. The code is a memory, the first time you saw the stars with her. He closed his eyes, willing something, anything, to surface. A fleeting image flickered, a woman's laugh, a blanket on a hill, stars blazing overhead. But no face, no name, just a feeling, warm and distant. The truck skidded to a stop in a clearing. A concrete slab, half covered in moss, marked the entrance to the lab. Claire jumped out, pulling a crowbar from the truck bed. Help me, she said, prying at the slab. Jonathan hesitated, then joined her, the knife tucked into his belt. The slab lifted, revealing a metal hatch with a keypad. "The code," Claire said, breathless. "You heard the video, it's in your head." He stared at the keypad, his mind blank. "I don't know it, I can't remember." "Try," she snapped, glancing at the sky. The drones were circling, their lights converging. Voices shouted in the distance, boots on the ground. "Jonathan, now." He closed his eyes, grasping at the memory. Stars, a laugh, a name, Sarah. It hit him like a jolt. "Sarah," he said aloud, the word feeling right. The keypad beeped, and he typed SARAH. The hatch hissed, unlocking. Claire's eyes widened. "How did you—" But before she could finish, a figure stepped into the clearing, gun raised. A man, broad-shouldered, with a scar on his brow, Marcus Vale. "Well done, Jonathan," he said, his voice smooth. "Now step away from the hatch." "Claire, you too." Jonathan's hand went to the knife. Claire's gun was up, aimed at Marcus. The drones hovered above, their lights pinning them in place. "You erased him," Claire spat. "You erased all of us." Marcus smiled coldly. "Not all. Just the ones who betrayed me. Jonathan, the code, say it again or I shoot her." Jonathan's mind raced. The code worked, but the memory Sarah felt incomplete. Was Claire lying? Was Marcus? The scar, the cross, the bloody photograph, it all pointed to a truth he couldn't grasp. And the clock was ticking.